Let's talk about the players in a bankruptcy case. Here you are with all your property like your home, car, household items, etc. You are the debtor. Here are your creditors. These are the people you owe money to, and we will start with your general unsecured creditors like credit card debt, medical debt, repossession deficiency debt, and many others. The thing to remember about unsecured debt is that there is no collateral pledged to secure the debt, like with a car or home loan. There is also a trustee. He is an administrator, not a judge. The trustee has many accountabilities, some of which we'll talk about more in a few moments. The judge is over here, away from the action. If your case is handled correctly, it's very unlikely you will end up in front of the judge. And then there is me. My name is Stephen Trezza, and I'm a bankruptcy attorney in Tucson. I've been practicing law in Tucson since 1992, so I know all of the trustees in Tucson and how they operate. My job is to represent your interests. I will help you keep your house, your cars, and your personal property. My clients keep everything they want and usually do not have to pay anything to their general unsecured creditors. Here's how that works. When a bankruptcy petition is filed, an estate is created. I'm going to refer to the estate as the pie. All of your property becomes part of the pie temporarily. This does not mean that you actually turn over your property to anyone while your case is pending. All of it stays in your possession, and no one's going to come to your house and take anything away from you. The pie is a legal fiction, or a term of art, made up to describe how this process works. Most of your property will become part of the pie, with a layer of protection around it called an exemption. This means it is not available to the trustee to administer, and you will always keep it. If you've lived in Arizona for 2 years prior to filing a bankruptcy petition, then Arizona exemptions apply, and I will make sure to use them so you keep all your property. If you've not lived in Arizona for 2 years prior to filing, then I'll select the best set of exemptions available to you so you can keep all your property. If you have property that is non-exempt, like a boat, then I'll show you ways to keep it or at least get the value from it. One way is to file Chapter 13 instead of Chapter 7. Chapter 13 is much more flexible than Chapter 7, and I have more tools at my disposal that will allow you to keep non-exempt property. Or you can sell the property prior to filing a Chapter 7. Just make sure you do not sell it to an insider like a family member or close friend. The sale must be to a bona fide purchaser at the fair market price. There are other ways to keep non-exempt property that we can discuss in person or over the phone, but most of the time exemptions cover all of your property and you keep everything. So what does the trustee do? Well, one thing he does is review the paperwork I will file in your case. It's usually 30 to 50 pages long, depending upon the case. It has to be perfect or the trustee will object. And since I have filed thousands of cases in Tucson, all the trustees know me and trust my work. They count on me to file paperwork that meets their high standards, and I always do. In a typical case in which all of the property in the pie is exempt, the trustee will only receive a portion of the filing fee paid in your case as his slice of the pie. But if you have some property that's non-exempt that you do not want anymore and you do not want to sell it yourself, a timeshare is a good example, the trustee will sell the timeshare and receive a commission for his efforts, with the remaining sale proceeds going to your creditors as their slice of the pie. The rest of the pie is yours to keep. After that, the judge issues a discharge injunction, which is a court order preventing your general unsecured creditors from attempting to get any more of the pie, ever. The discharge injunction also completely eliminates your obligation to pay any of your unsecured creditors, so you get a fresh start and a new life. Up until now, I've only discussed your general unsecured creditors. So what is a secured creditor? It's a creditor to whom you've pledged some property to secure your promise to pay a debt. For example, when you buy a car, you sign a contract, which is your promise to make the payments. In addition to your promise to pay, you grant the lender a security interest in the car, meaning if you don't pay, the lender has the right to repossess the car. This scenario is the same for your home. So what happens when you declare bankruptcy? If you want to keep your cars and your home, you must continue to make all the payments. In Chapter 7, your payments will remain the same. In Chapter 13, I may be able to lower your car payment, and if it has been repossessed, I can get it back for you. If your house payments are delinquent, I can prevent foreclosure by paying the delinquent amount through the Chapter 13 plan interest-free. If you have a car or house you want to get rid of, bankruptcy can help with that too. You have the option to give the car or house back to the creditor and usually not pay anything, even if the value of the property is less than the amount you owe on it. After the property is repossessed, the creditor will sell it and apply the sale proceeds to the debt. Any unpaid balance becomes an unsecured debt, and as I showed you before, unsecured creditors usually get a very small slice of the pie if they get any at all. I know that this is a lot of information to digest in a short period of time, and make no mistake about it, a bankruptcy petition is a powerful tool when in the hands of a competent professional like me. So make an appointment to discuss your situation with me on the phone or in person. I can't tell you how many of my clients say they waited far too long to file, and how much better their lives became once they stopped hoping and praying for things to get better and finally did what is required to get a fresh financial start. Your fresh start is right around the corner, so get started now.